Hey, so I don't have my gimbal today. I'm back to the low-tech selfie stick. I am unfortunately having a little bit of tech trouble beyond just the intricacies of gimbal usage and gimbal management. Phone's acted up. Took it by the repair shop, and apparently this phone has two microphones. We'll call them the internal and the external microphone, even though both microphones are actually inside the phone. But one microphone is the usual talking on the telephone, that's what I was trying to say. Talking on the telephone microphone, that's too many phones. And the other is the speakerphone microphone. Well, the talking on the telephone microphone, it ain't working so good. You might have noticed last couple videos, at least the last one for sure, that I posted. Come on, guys. Sound quality was real low, kind of muted. Not the usual product that I try to produce. And I had already put it up before I realized that was the case. So, moment of panic, scramble, trying to figure out what was going on. Well, it works fine on this camera because that's the internal microphone. So anyway, I'll be going to the phone store tomorrow and switch it over to a new phone, because according to the repair shop, both of those microphones, the internal and the external, while both being internal, are also both soldered to the motherboard. So it's not something that they can replace. Alright, fair enough. I only had one payment to go on this phone anyway. So, almost paid for it. Time for the damn thing to break. That seems to be how it goes. But I was going to say I digress, but I started off in a completely different direction than I intended to go today. I wanted to revisit a subject I shot on Monday, but because of poor audio, it would have been just too frustrating for you to try to watch and for me to publish. So here I am, on the trail again, talking about the same shit I talked about 2 days ago. Luckily, the dogs don't care. So what was I talking about? I was talking about scheduling. Some of you guys know I started the year with the 75 hard challenge. I completed said challenge and got suckered into doing something called phase 1, which I am 2/3 of the way through now. The main lesson of 75 hard, or the gist of it, is that you're obligated to complete a set of tasks every day for 75 days. When you enter phase 1, lay out a few more. And really, the major takeaway, hey, we ain't going that way. The major takeaway that I got from the first 75 days, and what I think is the point of the program, is that as an entrepreneur, as a self-motivated business person, as somebody who takes ownership in his or her life, you gotta get shit done. You just do. There's stuff that you need to get done on top of just living your life. So, you know, whether you're a student who's working a part-time job, whether you're working a full-time job and going to school part-time, whether you're working a job that you don't really love, trying to build a side gig out of something that you really do love. Hold on. You got all this extra shit that you got to try to pack into your day. And the only way that you're going to get it done, right? The only way that you're going to move forward is to get shit done. Well, you know, most of us can pull off like the Herculean 1 or 2 days where we get a bunch of shit done, right? And then we coast off of that for a couple days. And so we make progress in these fits and starts. Only what ends up happening is that you make progress and then you backslide. So best case scenario, you take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, and you're still ahead by 1, right? Worst case scenario, you take 2 steps forward and you take 3 steps back. Now you're losing ground. I have to look around from time to time. Totally wasted walk if I spend the entire walk looking into my phone and not enjoying all this that's around me. That's the whole point of getting out here in the first place. But your progress is made through steady incremental movement. So better to progress just a little bit every day, consistently moving by inches. Over time, that adds up. Certainly that's how successful weight loss is done, right? I mean, you can kill it, spend a couple weeks, spend a month really digging deep, diving down, working hard, diet's on point. You can get those pounds off. But is that sustainable for you? Can you keep it up? Can you do that over the long term? No. So what do? You make short-term progress and then backslide. Because we're human. There's only so much that you can sustain. So, 75 Hard teaches you incremental progress. That incremental progress comes as a result of prioritizing. For 75 Hard, you have 6 tasks that you have to complete every day. Well, I can tell you from experience, the days go a whole lot better if you plan that out, prioritize, and get them out of the way. One of the tasks of 75 Hard is to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, an actual book, not a Kindle, not an e-reader, a physical paper book. And at the end of the day, I'm usually pretty tired. So if I haven't got my reading done by bedtime, trying to get through 10 pages, which is not a lot, certainly not an unreasonable task. But if I'm trying to get through those 10 pages, and the page is swimming, and I keep having to read the same paragraph 10, 15 times, that's tough. Another task, a gallon of water every day. Spread that out over the day, not that big a deal. Find yourself at 8 o'clock at night only having got a half a gallon in, and you've got 64 ounces of water that you've got to get into your body before your head can hit the pillow. Whew. That gets rough. Plus, you're going to be up several times peeing over the course of the night. Trust me, I know. So, I run a business. Technically, it could be said that I run multiple businesses. I run the physical gym. I have 2 websites I manage. 3 technically, if you count the Agogi Fit website, which I don't really because I kind of neglected it. But Alabama Sasquatch and Body Tribe. I manage both of those websites. I pick up whatever side work I can get. So you've seen the wood boogering videos, you know I'm doing a tree job. I mean, I would do it just for the fun of it, but it helps to get paid. And when you've got projects like I've got going on with the new gym building and work that needs to be done, that extra money is kind of needed. So there's a hustle. And in the middle of that hustle, there's still stuff I have to get done. Sure, I benefit from this walk, but let's face it, I've already worked out once this morning. I'll teach 2 martial arts classes this afternoon. Train 2 private sessions before that. I got my exercise in. Getting a workout in is not necessarily an issue for me. So, in that sense, this walk is not necessary. The peace of mind that it gives me, being out here in all this green, right, soaking up the forest, doing what the Japanese call forest bathing, right, just getting amongst all these plants that are just pumping out all this oxygen. It's good for you. But the main reason I'm here, a main reason, there are multiple. The opportunity to get to talk to you guys is certainly a reason. Those 2 beasts over there, it's not fair to them to spend the whole day cooped up in the house, in their crates, or even the backyard, right? I owe it to them to let them get out. Let them get some exercise. Let them get their yayas out. It makes for a more peaceful house. Benson just turned a year. He still chews shit up. And when he's not exercised, he's much more inclined to chew shit up. So, letting him get out here, especially letting him get off lead, run around, chase scents, play with each other, When the river's lower, we'll actually go down to the water. I'll let them get in, let them swim. So that's a priority. Something that I need to get done. But I got to plan for it. Because shit can get in the way. You know? Technically, I need to go to the AT&T store and get a new phone. But I've also got a Zoom meeting this afternoon. Clients after that. So, could have skipped out on the walk. But it's a priority. Something that needs to happen. Tomorrow my day's looser. Tomorrow I'll go to the AT&T store. As you can tell, the external internal mic does a good enough job that you can hear me. The video comes through clear enough that I can make this and post it. So I've settled that priority. There's a story. Come on, guys. Don't make me stop. There's a story. I've written a blog post about it. A parable, if you will, about the professor with the big pickle jar and the rocks. He puts the rocks in the jar, asks the class if it's full. They say yeah. He says, "Au contraire." Starts adding some smaller rocks. They fit in. And he keeps adding smaller and smaller rocks until he's adding sand. If you've never heard the story, it's a good story. It's a nice parable. The important part about it is that prioritization is key. The jar, of course, represents your life. The big rocks are the big priorities. Family, your exercise, your health, your well-being. Religion, if you're religious. All of those non-negotiables in your life. In order for this to work, in order for you to get as full a life as you possibly can get, you got to put those in first. Those are your priorities. Those are your must-dos. And they're the bedrock around which your day is built. Then comes smaller stuff. Hobbies, entertainment, right? Those things. You can fit those in around in the small spaces that exist around the big stuff. And you can keep going down, right? You can still find room. But if you mess the order up, it can suck all your time away. We know this. We know this because we have Facebook. You ever noticed how quickly time passes when you're on the Facebook or scrolling through your Instagrams? I'm just going to check my feed for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, 15 minutes has gone by. Then 30. So, I'm not trying to tell you what's important in your life. That's for you to decide. That's entirely up to you. I know the things that are important to me. And I know the quality of my life is improved when I prioritize those things. Obviously, health and well-being is at the top of the list. Obviously, my wife and my family are at the top of my list. Hell, they're the reason I have a list. So that's my message for you today. If you haven't already, take a minute. Figure out what your big rocks are. What are the important things that make your life worthwhile? You'll find it's not a lot. 2, 3, no more than 5 things, I guarantee you, are the things that you can't live without. That are the big, big important things. If they're so important, treat them like they are. Make sure that you get them in. Schedule your day around them. Obviously, you know health is important to me. My workouts are built into my day. I build my day around my workouts. I don't squeeze them in where I can fit them in. It's a priority. That even means that if my day is full and I have the option of adding one more client, one more paying gig, if I give up a workout, I won't do it. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't care. I love myself. I care about myself. And the better I am at what I do, well, the better I take care of myself, the better I'm able to do what I do. Didn't always know that. It's very easy in this industry to sacrifice yourself in the name of one more class, one more client. The next thing you know, you who are supposed to be the example, the fit guy, are overweight, blood pressure issues, cholesterol issues, all your health markers are going down because you're not practicing what you preach. So, that's it. You've been on the entire trail portion with me today, not just a part. You started at the beginning and you hung through all the way to the end. I gotta stop now. I gotta put the dogs back on lead. We get on the road and they're good, but I don't trust them with traffic yet. Oi! Come. Benson, come. Pippin, sit. Pippin, sit. Pippin, sit. Benson, sit. You guys are on camera. Don't make me look bad. Benson, sit. Pippin, sit. Pippin, sit. Pippin. You see this? Pippin, sit. Now. That's good. Where are my babies? There's Pippin. There's Benson. Yeah, and they just got up. Anyway, we got to work on that. That's why they're not walking home off lead. I love you guys. Be good. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Have a great day.